Good morning, everybody. I'm looking for something that's right in front of me. Excuse me. Good morning, Bill. Good morning, Derek. What's going on, guys? Let me know if you guys can hear everything okay. It should be a lot better today. Yeah, it should just be better. Okay, that better? I don't know what the hell just happened there. Seems like every time I do a test and everything, can you hear me? Yes? Good morning, Nerdy. Good morning, Pacers. Happy Thanksgiving belated to everybody. I got some cool stuff to show everybody today. I had a revelation. Let's see. Thank you, Bill. Okay, because I honestly I just literally kicked something with my foot and the mic turned off. I haven't had a problem with this since I installed it yesterday. I've tried it 2 or 3 times. I did a live with it, and of course, today I just tapped the table and the thing shuts off. And it's funny because Ed Grand had it live last night. And he said, after you get everything set up, don't touch it. I'm thinking to myself, okay, don't move anything. Don't move anything. And the first thing I do is don't do that. Is I kick the leg of the table and it shuts off. Guy's got to be a friggin', anyways, so I hope this setup looks a little better for everybody. I think I got the color kind of dyed and I don't look like a, Kermit the Frog green guy anymore today. I found out that my camera needs to be lower than my monitor. I have to have my ring light on multiple colors of red, yellow, and pink to get my skin tone to not be either graveyard green or Kermit green or a hue of hooker yellow. But anyways, yeah, so I think I got the color down. I'm a little less shiny and stuff. Yeah. I got my new not new, I moved shit around because I'll do that in another video. I don't want to move the cameras and stuff. But yeah, I was just in here. I came down here about, I don't know, 4 after 11. I was up till 5:30 in the morning watching. I got into the show Dexter from Showtime because about a month ago I ordered Netflix for the Tyson fight. It was like $7. I had to see it because I grew up with Mike Tyson's era, so it was like, okay, I got to see what happens, and it was horrible. Besides that, I had Netflix for a month, and I finally found a series I wanted to watch, so I'm watching Dexter. I'm in the end of season 2, but there's like 12 freaking seasons. I don't think I'm never going to finish watching it because I thought it would be like 3 seasons. I thought a serial killer gets caught and goes away. And each season has like 12-hour-long episodes. There is some cool nudity though, so I can't, totally say it's horrible. So yeah, I came down at about 11:15. I was getting ready and I decided to do some hood work because I was done getting ready at like 11:20. Took me like 5 minutes because I did all the setup yesterday, which I normally come down 45 minutes early and I do 10 different troubleshooting things to get everything ready. But what I did smartly, which I'm getting better, my audio video career as an engineer is getting there. I'm doing things the day before. The only problem with doing things the day before is all the little electrical gremlins come out at night after you do everything and fuck everything up. So when you come in the next morning and just turn everything back on, it's not the same. So the gremlins didn't have a chance to come in this morning because everything just started up right. So I did a few new crosses. I did a few new grains. I showed some people. I'm doing wild birdseed this batch. And the jars, they're looking good. I'm not going to get too close. Someone mentioned getting too close doesn't look right. But so anyways, the jars look good. But I had a couple jars that the lids were unmodified. So what I did is when I opened them, I put them directly into brand new Ziploc bags. So I'm testing out a way of doing bags because I want to start using this size. Not this only has, well, that's got a quart. This has a pint of grain in it. So this amount of grain, sorry, this amount of grain in the jar is in this Ziploc bag. But it's going to make, it's going to allow for a lot more headspace of air because I honestly don't think some of my jars are getting in. These are overly filled. Don't base it on these. This was my first time using wild bird seed from this batch, and it swelled up a little more. Normally, I'm down about a third of the way for headspace, but I'm having. There we go, kicking the table again. Okay, having issues with a couple of them that were not that one. Of course, I got. They're just stalling. This is a bad culture, anyways. I had issues with this cut of AM 1219. I don't have a good culture for AM 1219, but I've been trying to get it to work, and I got a little bit of growth, but it's not spreading. It grew like about an inch, and then it spread out a little bit. I shook it a little bit, but anyways, I think the corn is becoming anaerobic with lack of oxygen, I think, or something, and I think I just didn't have enough airspace. So what I'm doing is I'm trying this where I put it into Ziploc bags where I have a little more headspace, but I'll be able to break it up a lot easier. So I did 3 of them. I did I had some plates ready. I have an albino Normac and a Natalensis mono I wanted to try combining. So it's just a test bag, see what happens with Diamond. And then I had a thick halo mono that I pulled. And I checked it out in the scope. I didn't see nothing on there for clamps. I mixed it with a beautiful GT. I have an original GT culture that looks amazing. Let me grab it real quick. Here it is. Okay, sorry. So anyways, I took a piece of this GT. It's the second transfer. I got it from somebody. I don't remember who, but the rhizome growth is great. I mean, it's hard to see. It got a little overgrown, but the edge is just colonizing. And it's hard to see. Sorry. Anyways, I had that, and I figured, okay, you know what? Let's try mixing that with some of the original strains back with some new stuff. And then I did the swabs Ed sent me, McKenna and Tap Black Happy Cross. So I put that in some grains as well. And then did a couple jars, and I did the some other stuff. But let's see. That's what I'm doing. I'll get to the comments in a minute, guys. I'm just going through a few things. I do see you guys. Mike, everybody, nice to see you. Nerdy, I don't like GT lighting much at all. I just I had it, and GT's like one of the more, from what I've heard, one of the more original strains. Not necessarily this one, but it's one of the original names for P. cubensis. So I thought, well, maybe it's got some cool genetics in there that can join in with some new stuff and make it different. I don't know. Just want to see what comes out of it. Oh, thanks, Derek. Let me get some more. Let me read the comments real quick, guys. Good morning, Pacers. Good morning, Daniel. Good morning, Derek. Good morning, Bill. Good morning, Married Michael. Daniel, that's what I just said. Good morning, Jessica. Verity, Mike, Baraball, Derek. Boop. Married Michael. I said hi to you. I see the name, it just confuses me. And Anthony Walker, what's going on? What's going on? Or Ant. I don't know how you pronounce that. Anyways. Yeah, Nerdy, I'm growing it just because I want to get some spores from it too. So I have a chance to try to get some like T0 or hey, good morning, Justin. I want to get some GT T0 spores, just or not T0, but T0 agar plates, just so I can start hunting just different original stuff. I don't know if it's original or not, but it's original to me, and everybody says Golden Teacher is one of the new older originals. I don't know, just going by what I've seen and read, but yeah, it should be cool. And then I got some fruits I want to show you guys eventually, but I'm going to continue with my grain display this morning. I had this I sent out some syringes to a buddy that contacted me and wanted to try a few LCs. So I had this. What is this? It's a Nutcracker LC, but I put it in here 2 days ago, and of course I'm not gonna be able to see shit in this light. Mhm. And that's not the right jar. That would be a helpful thing to do. Ah, here it is. Nutcracker. So anyways, I put this in 2 days ago and it's already starting to get a little bit of fuzzy in there from the, or not 2 days ago, on the 28th. So that could have been 3 days ago. But anyways, it's starting to get some growth in there. It's hard to see, but it's kind of cool. I like when my LCs grow. Like when what I did is I made up five different LCs for a friend, and I put every one that I pulled onto a test plate, waited for it to grow, and then sent it. One of the plates was a really slow growth, but it was clean, so I sent it anyways. But that's okay. It just might take another day or two in the whole thing, but should have no problem with the five I sent. They all grow out fine. So anyways, yeah, and then I was looking at some of my strains today, and the McKenna, I don't know how you pronounce that guy's name, times Tap Black Cap that Ed I spawned. I got swabs from Ed Grand. I put those on agar, and this is a T0 transfer that's just starting to grow out nice right off the edges of the agar. And this is a PMB. I can't remember what that stands for. I think it's like purple monkey butt or something like that. Can't be positive. And albino Normac. I had a mono of the albino Normac, so I did a Buller effect in this jar, and the grain ended up on the bottom, but it's all colonizing together now, or the agar ends up on the bottom. So I got all that stuff, and then just I've been kind of like slacking on my putting tubs together because I want to focus on certain strains. I've always just going everything, let's do this, let's do that, let's do this. So I got about a dozen different things here. Okay, a dozen. Maybe I am still growing a lot of different things. I got about a dozen different things. I'm going to try to stick with these. I got a few more like AA plus and Casper and stuff spawn ready to go. But I'm not sure if I want to do those yet. So I'm going from these aluminum trays, like you see here, these aluminum trays. I'm going from those to completely using the black trays. These don't have enough moisture. They're too small. My mistake. I screwed up. I might be able to still use them if I use a little more moistened CVG. I'm going to try it, but the cakes are shrinking like down so small. I'll show you later. So the little trays are too small. So right now, those black trays I have going, this seems to be about the size that you want to go at the smallest. Now this is I colonized this the other day, so it's already starting to grow out. But yeah, so it's starting to come pop through. So this was colonized on 27th, so it's been in there for 4 days and it's starting to pop through the top already. This one does have a casing, so it's got a few grains close to the surface. But this is about the smallest you want to go to have moisture content enough so the cake doesn't shrink too much. I've had cakes that have like about an inch around the edge, just shrunk down, and they weighed nothing. So the little 4x5 aluminum trays, too small. That's why I do this stuff. It's just trying to figure out what'll work and what won't. So yeah, these little trays ended up being too small. Now don't get me wrong, they do grow fruit. I'm going to show you this Gee Whiz here. I mean, it grows beautiful fruit. So it is growing fruit, but the cake shrinks down to almost nothing. You can see, it got really, really small. So it's just, it just falls right out. Now these are just about done. They're still firm, but they're at the point where they're done. So like, here, I'll pick one or two just to show you. Sorry, dead air. So they're pretty. This got a really small stipe on it, but it's got a nice furry cat. Not furry, a gilly cat, but it's got gills. It's got kind of a couple of them growing together here, but they're nice. They're bruising nicely. Let's see if we can get a better one. They're getting the caps or the stripes are getting like they're not soft, but they're just no, they're just perfect right here at this point. They're not too wet. They're not too overly done, but look good. I mean, they're little shorties for some reason on this one because they didn't have enough moisture. So like now, if you can now you can see inside. You know, you see they're getting nice there, but the cake is just completely dry of all moisture. So these just kind of pop off. They didn't get tall at all, so they just kind of stunted out. I mean, they're still good fruits. I mean, I could still clone stuff from them. I could still pull spores from them, but if you want anything bigger than that, it's about, see, look how small this cake got. I mean, it's not small, but it's just, it doesn't weigh hardly anything. I mean, it's nothing there. Anyways, so that's my experience so far with those. Now, I have a cool culture variety of something, I should say. It's called Moon Dance. I got it from the Fungus Frequency on a plate he did a giveaway and he sent it to me. But I think it's an environmental issue because I have a couple that look really good, but all of them seem to have these like split caps, most of them. So I think that's the lack of moisture, of course. There's one there that doesn't have the split cap. I have another little tray of these that I mean, they're firm, they're hard, they're solid as rock. I mean, they're solid. And then I have another tray that did just this little one and the big one. This is the big boy. This one looks cool. Look at this big boy. And it's got gills underneath. Dark gills. It's hard to see. I know. I'm sorry. There we go. No, that doesn't work. But anyways, yeah. So it's got gills underneath. This one's kind of still hard as a rock. So I'm going to let go for a little bit longer and see how big it gets. Just for fun. But yeah, that's called Moon Dance. And it got all those little splits in the caps. Now, if it was a humidity thing, I would almost think that or moisture in the air, yeah, humidity. If it was that, I would think the other fruits would start doing that too, but nothing else has. So, anyways, so that's the decision. The little aluminum trays are out. The black 9x6 trays are in. They seem to be working great. The cakes are a little thicker. I'm hydrating my CVG a little bit more this new batch I just made the other night. Hey, what's going on, Gabe? Let's see. What else did I have to say? Let's see. Let's see if anybody has any questions. Let me go back in the chat a little bit here. Kind of ended off on nerdy talking about GTs. Let's see who's here. Good morning, Justin. Nerdy. On the Starry Night. Oh, Starry Night or Starry Night Crossword Ape? Because there's a couple different ones. The Starry Night Apes have that dark cap on some of them. I don't know what Starry Night looks like. I don't have that one. Not yet. Hey, medicinal mycologist. Hey guys, check out the medicinal mycologist. He's doing some cool things. He's doing some what are they called? Sclerotia truffles grows in like ready-made bags. Check him out. He's got some cool stuff going on. They could be ready in a couple of weeks or months. I don't know exactly the timing, but yeah. So I think he's gonna be one of the first ones doing that. He's got a cool bufo. It's a frog. It's Colorado river toad bufo something. His name's Molly. Freaking frog is incredible. I love your freaking frog. Anyways, the frog eats mice and freaking big giant worms. And I've been watching Molly since he first got her. And at first she was like timid, you know, kind of stalking her mice. And some of the mice had to be put down first so the frog could get it. But anyways, I saw a video the other day he had up on IG where Molly grabbed a big green worm or yellow worm or something. She's getting freaking good. I mean, it's just so cool to watch her grow. But yeah, he's got a cool new lab going. He's got like a barn. He's got huge grow tents. I know some of you know him from IG, but he's right here in the chat. This guy right there. He's a good dude. Him and his girlfriend doing a lot of interesting things. I think it's just him now doing most of the mycology stuff, but she's always been in his pictures. So let's see. Hey, thanks. I'm glad you downloaded it. Hey, what's going on, Happy? Nice to see you. Good morning. How'd your turkey come out? Was it good? Yeah, I got a lion's mane bag going to herpy happy. Sorry, happy. I got a lion's mane going. That jar that I showed last week or the week before, I that had the little fruits on it. I ended up taking it and just peeling, just scraping off those few little fruits, and I spawned it into a bag of I didn't have any hardwood fuel pellets or soy hulls, so I used CVG and wheat bran. I don't know, sounded good to me. Um, Mixed it in, and it's starting to spawn. It's starting to grow finally. I'm not going to touch it because I want to let it sit for a couple weeks. But yeah, so I'm trying one bag of my lion's mane. I know it fruits because it fruited in a jar before I even put it into CVG Masters Mix, whatever you want to call it, wheat bran and core. But from what I heard, the wheat bran should be all I need for the nutrient side of it, and the core will hold the moisture like the hardwood's supposed to do. So I don't know if I screwed up without everything hardwood, but I don't think Hericium needs hardwood as much as I don't know enough about it. I might have to ask some people, but I don't care. I'm just doing it for fun. I want to get some lion's mane growing because I want to make medicinal supplements, but not for me, for somebody else. Somebody you all know, a good buddy of mine. If you guys get the innuendo there, so I'm just trying to see if I can figure out how to do that in the near future because I think Buddy and people and beings like him need the additional benefits of certain medicinal mushrooms as well. So we're going to see if we can come up with something for him. So if anybody has any extra like powdered fruits or something from like lion's mane, reishi, shiitake that are like second quality that you wouldn't want to package for human consumption, but they're still good, but they might just not be as pretty or as nice as something others. Hit me up. You know, I'll give you credit if something happens for where I got the supply because I want to try to make something up for my buddy. Because you know, I don't want to see him getting bad arthritis, anything in his older years. But so I'm going to be starting to do some research on that. But I don't want to use anything active yet. I don't think he needs microdosing. Maybe some CBD. Yeah, CBD, but nothing microdosed. Not yet. Just checking out the comments, guys. Yeah, that it's true, nerdy. They are. Fruits are smaller, but I get some big ones too. I mean, I get some cool ones. I mean, I got, let's see, I think I got about 125 grams fresh out of one cake, another 80 out of another. Yeah, you don't get as much, but honestly, what am I going to do with pounds and pounds of fruit? You guys aren't hitting me up to buy them every day. Just kidding. I mean, so it's not like I can do anything with them. I got plenty. I just have to walk over and I got like, well, so yeah, jars this size, a little bit bigger. I got about 8 of those full of the quart jar size. I'm starting to fill up half-gallon jars now. Let's see. Huh. No, I'm not talking about FAE, Kate. I'm talking about headspace for air, not fresh air exchange, just space that there's a set amount, more air to start with. Because these don't have exchange patches. These are just Ziploc bags, so they're sealed. And I've been working with jars with these filter patches and these 2 micron or 0.22 micron syringe filters and things like that. And I don't think they move much air as far as air exchange. So what I'm thinking is I need the space for the initial air for the grain to stay proper. I don't know. I mean, it's all experimenting for me. Um, I mean, I've done it the way everybody says. Take a syringe filter, put it on the jar lid, do it like that. I've done that. I've done it with the grain is, 2/3 of the way up. I've done it with the grain full. I've done it with half grain. And the only thing I do find is the fuller they are, the jars, the slower they grow. So, or the more they stall. So when the jars are like half full, I seem to get a lot better results. But when you're always filling your jars halfway, it takes up a lot more space and a lot more waste, to be honest, or your jars. So what I want to do is be able to have like just a whole like line of these just sitting there, boom, 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 boom. It'll be a lot easier until I can find some PCable bags that are not, dollar, $2 a piece, like unicorn bags. I mean, Olympus Myco bags are great, but I still can't spend $50 a month on bags. It's just not even remotely near my budget. I mean, they're beautiful bags. I have them. I use them. I bought 25 a while back. I've been using them here and there. I got probably 6 of them going, 7 of them going. but I'm not going to pay that amount of money for a disposable. I'll use a jar first. But yeah, so it's not about fresh air exchange. It's more about just having that initial headspace of oxygen for me. That's what I'm working on. Oh, that's a neat idea. Yeah. No, all my trays are in decent conditions now, or they're in new conditions. They started out just colonizing out on the. And I got a new brooding chamber behind me, so that's a little bit why I'm changing everything to the same type. I'm either going to have them in bags or in those black trays. The little metal trays, I was really kind of hoping for something that didn't happen. I was kind of hoping for like to be able to grow one or two big fruits in the center. It's cool. I mean, it works. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I got several trays going that worked beautifully. They dry up way too much, way too quickly. Um, and I don't want to be spraying them constantly. That's kind of the thing. There's just not enough moisture in the small tray. I mean, even if I soak the trays really well beforehand, like streaming water out of field capacity above field capacity, it would still dry out because I've soaked them that bad and just it doesn't hold the moisture. They're too small, too thin, just too small. There's a point where you got to like even like those new rhizopods, they're small surface areas, but they're deep. They're like 4 or 5 inches deep, so you're getting a lot more moisture in the substrate. So I think that's the thing. I'm learning. It's fun. Yes, I agree with that too, nerdy. Yes, I do. Let's see. Turkey came out great. Good. I'm glad turkey came out good. Glad you had your issues, but I'm not glad you had your issues. I'm happy you fixed your issues. That's what I mean. Happy he had his grill or oven die on him after he put the turkey on. He walked away and it died. So he had a 3-hour turkey cook with no turkey on, without the gas on or something. Something stopped working, but he ended up catching it on time and made a good turkey. Yep, absolutely. Yes, you can. Yeah, I tried hardwood and they always got trike on them. I got them brand new. I hydrated them, pressure cooked them, sterilized them, and they always turn green a couple weeks later, 3 weeks later. And I'm not saying after they're inoculated. I mean, just sealed in a bag would just turn green. One or two would turn green. Two would be fine. Then I'd go to inoculate it a couple weeks later, and it would be green or it'd have green spots. And I honestly think it could have been my sterilization process. I'm not doubting that at all. It's completely my fault. But given that that situation was happening, I didn't use hardwood. I didn't go out and buy more. I just used what I had. That's why I did that. Now, currently, within the past week or two, actually, kind of past week, I've received a gift from a friend on online, part of our tea crew, Bubblegum. Thank you very much. He sent me a Presto 23 quart. Beautiful gesture. Thing is incredible. I love it. I've used it like 3 times already in like 4 days, 5 days. Um, and then I also got a small, well, small, but it's a higher pressure autoclave gifted to me from my father, which I didn't expect either. So all of a sudden, I have sterilization equipment, and I didn't have it like that before. I had a T-Fall 23 quart, but it was blowing steam out the sides. The gauge was fucked up, so I replaced the gauge, the springs for the. So basically, I don't believe I was getting anywhere near 15 psi. I think I was hanging around 11 and not running it any more than 90 minutes. And it was leaking out steam because I couldn't. It was leaking so much steam that if I ran more than 90 minutes, I'd have to put like 2 gallons of water in the thing and it would just, you couldn't, it didn't work. It would run out of water after like 90 minutes. So I honestly believe that the past 6 months I've been having issues with that, or 4 months, I should say. And that's actually led to a lot of my issues that I've had. But they're not really big issues. I mean, it was a here and there issue, and I think with the consistency was down that I could have improved on. So, anyways, I'm actually really happy now. So my sterilization tech is going to be a lot different. I'm going to have a lot more opportunity to run things a lot more sterile because I couldn't run for 4 hours or 3 hours at a time. Yep. So that's all. Just yeah. Absolutely. Sometimes you do need a casing there. I go back and forth with casing depending on what I'm doing. You can figure my grows are different. I'm doing this for fun. I'm not doing this for flushes. I'm not doing this for sales. I'm doing this just to enjoy growing the culture and see how strong of a culture I can get and how fast it grows. Then once I find something on the small stuff, I transfer it over to bigger things like shoe boxes or whatever, or bags. When get something growing good, then I transfer it over. I like to get it going first on small stuff because I'm actually trying to help people that are small beginner growers that don't have room for 4 or 5 monotubs or this or that or 10 shoe boxes. But you got room for 4 little tiny tins or 4 little trays. It's easy. That's all. Just the way I'm looking at things. And they can grow 5 or 6 or 10 different things without a lot of space. That's my thing. Is a lot of people like to grow a lot of things, and from what I've heard, everybody's like, "Oh, what's this strain? What's that strain? What's this strain?" So if you can I'm trying to help people that sell LCs too. Yeah, go with that. See, get me a commission. I'm just kidding. So instead of somebody buying one LC to do 2 or 3 bins, they can buy 20 LCs, spend a lot more money, so all these rich people can support us. Sorry, that went totally wrong way. I was not thinking that. Well, basically, yeah, I'd like some be able to see people buy, not from me, but from vendors that sell these LCs. Yeah, I offer a few here and there for friends, but I'm not a vendor by no means. Um, and yeah, so it should help everybody if we can get the little grows and the. I'm not a fan of all-in-one bags, but I didn't have the chance to get one to work yet. I haven't had one that worked. I haven't. I bought one when I first started, and it turned into this pussy soup, ugh. And so that kind of turned me off on it. And it's true that they do turn a lot of people off because they are different, and different things scare people. So that's why I'm trying to do my little things a little bit different, but small, slow, not a lot of money. Just enjoy yourself. Yeah, but yeah, oh yeah, I do. I have plenty of 6 quart shoe boxes. You know, I like doing these little trays. I don't know why. In the shoebox, I had an issue with. Um, I might not have that issue as much now, but I've noticed that if I don't make my cake thick enough, that there seems to be a CO2 layer that lays in there and causes a lot of fuzzy feet, a lot of slowed growth. But yeah, that's all. Just so basically, the little trays. I'm basically trying to get something that's like about 2/3 the size of a shoebox, which is about right as far as the size. And then the thickness is about 2 inches. I mean, it's nice and thick. You know what these things are, guys. You've seen them before at the stores. And it holds plenty of moisture, and the lids are great, and you can get a decent flush. I mean, yeah, let me grab one that's flushing right now. Don't mind the light, guys. I'll go with this one first. Okay, so I'm getting a decent pin set. It's coming up through, so they do grow. This one's a split one that I got the wrong ones, but these are coming up nice. And then let's see. Oh, this is one I'll show you guys. I forgot to bring it out. This here is a TWA, which is tidal wave cross 12 with ape. But this was a spawn swab or spore swab that I did. And when I spawned T0 plate the bulk, this is what I ended up with. It's got nice, beautiful white ones, but look on the side there. Those are brown. So I got 2 distinct phenos in there, albinos, brown caps. So should be fun. I'm going to clone these white ones and the brown ones, see what they come out with separately next time. But yeah, so that's another small tray. And then this one is one of my newest ones. It's fruiting. This one's Casper. And it's got some big ones, but the pin set's coming up nice. So yeah. So these little trays are working a lot better. And again, I got a bunch of others. Like this pin set is stalling because it's just too much for this little tray. I don't know if you can see it, but there's tons of little pins in there. And I've rehydrated this already, and it's not going to make it. It's just not enough water to get them going. But anyways, that's my basic, startup. I hope you guys can hear me from all talking on that. Anyways, that's let's see. Yeah, yep. Actually, I've tried that already. I did it in shoe boxes with with moisture on the bottom. in a diaper style, or perlite is what other people have used. But yeah, I've already done that, and that was the problem I had, is they were too far below the edge. I'd have to modify all the shoe boxes to do that, or monotub. I did it in a I had a small what's that monotub? There's 3 different sizes, like, Micropose, Microposse, whatever. They make 3 different monotubs, the modified ones. I had the medium size one, and I put 8 of those trays inside there with a moisture on the bottom on a pad, just like perlite, but I used the chamois. Um, and the moisture kept up great. Everything went great, but they stalled because I would have had to drill tons of holes at the right level to get everything, and I would have destroyed the monotub because trays are just too small. So I would have had a row of holes that inch off the bottom, and so that's when I put the tent together. So I don't know if you saw the tent, but that's perfect in there. I get fresh air, I get air exchange, I get humidity. It stays 72 to 73 degrees, or 72.5 to 72.7 degrees constantly, and the humidity stays 85 to 90% at all times. Well, except for like about an hour this morning when I went down to 82, because I didn't get down here early enough to fill the humidifier. It stays full for 2 days. So, and it's just a little tiny humidifier I put in there just to every time the heat kicks on, the humidifier kicks on, and that keeps it above 90. So, and the heat maybe kicks on 3 times, 4 times a day. It's a little tiny under desk feet warmer that you put under the desk to keep people's feet warm in offices. Let's see. Hey, Nerdy, me too. I don't have any best friends or any other friends. I got my dog, my dad, and my college friends. I'm a very, very lonely person. Not lonely, isolated person as far as in the world. I don't need to be around people. I need to have people that I like. If that makes sense. Right, Nerdy? I don't know if you saw the pictures of the ones I got. I'll send you some in IG. It's beautiful. I'm not getting it till Christmas, so I'm gonna kind of leave it alone. I did open it to see what it looked like because make sure everything came in the right package, so we could exchange it or whatever if something happened. But yeah, the only difference in it is it was less expensive because it's a cast. A casting instead. It's not as machined as beautifully as an All American is, and it's got a rubber gasket on the top instead of the metal to metal seal that the All American has. But that's fine with me because you can just tighten it, and it has the normal gasket that you can exchange. It's not like a Presto gasket. It's the same type of gasket, but it's inserted in. It's hard to describe. It's like inset in the edge of the lid instead of under the rim because it's got the nuts that you screw down to hold it down. I'll show you guys in some pictures, and once I get it running, everybody will see it. It's beautiful. I can't wait to try it. Okay, and then the Presto is just, I can't believe how good a Presto PC worked compared to the other one I had. I'm not talking shit. It worked great for like 4 months. I loved it. I was all about it. It was great, but it was very, very quiet at first. Then after 4 months, the problem with the T-fall system is it doesn't have a jiggler. It has a spring-loaded selection knob for your pressure. It works great. It was always saying 1, 2, or 3, meaning 5, 10, or 15 psi. The gauge said the same thing: 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, 15. Well, I replaced that gauge with an actual pressure gauge, and I was getting 15 psi, but it just never ran right, and that was always dry. So basically, when it would hit 15 psi, it would vent because the spring was weakening up. It would stay venting. So you'd always go from 15 down to 11, 15 down to 11. It would never stay at a good pressure for very long. So, I mean, if it stayed at one pressure, it probably would have been better. But I also was new when I started using it, and I used to stuff the thing full. And but yeah, you guys should leave some room in your pressure cooker. Don't try to get every jar in there. If you got to make 2 runs, just deal with it. Don't fill it so much that the steam can't move around. I learned that a while back, but about a month ago, someone was talking in one video I was watching, and yeah, don't load your PC up so much that that's why they say 7 quarts or 16 pints. There's a reason they say how much you can fit in one is because, okay, yeah, you get 7, then you put 2 on top, so now you got 9, maybe you can get 10, and then all of a sudden the steam can't circulate properly, and just things like that. Just not good for sterilization. Let me read some comments here, guys. Yeah, I know you did, Kate. That was cool. Yep. Oh, really? They didn't work? I thought you. Yeah, that was the thing. They work great in tests sometimes, and then they just don't mail properly, or it's like me. I had some plates. I sent some plates to upstate New York to a guy, great guy. Um, I made like 50 plates, 100 plates. I had a bunch of them and three different colors. They're beautiful. All worked fine. They're all wrapped up, and I had them. And the guy asked if he could, get some plates. And I said, yeah, no problem. I sold them cheap. Nothing outrageous. Not like I just basically like to cover shipping and the cost. And I sent them two batches. I mean, two piles. Mine and his. I sent his pile. My pile's out there. They arrived 5 days later in upper state New York. I'm in Massachusetts. It's like 200-300 miles away. It's not that far. And it was warm out, and they were all contaminated when they got there. It was like they all had spots all over them. Most of them. There was some were broken from the shipping. I packaged them decent. I mean, I'm not a professional packer. But they were in there decent, I think. They were wrapped. And yeah, a bunch of them had contam all over them. I think the temperature or something happened. I don't know. But I had the piles of mine. And I mean, what would be the chances of going through 100 plates and picking out the 10 or the 20 that are contaminated randomly without having anything? Okay, now if they were contaminated before I sent them, yes, that would make sense. But they weren't. I took pictures of all the plates that I put in the box. So I knew which plates I sent him because I hadn't been sending plates before. So I wanted to see how they ended up. And so out of all the plates, I ended up having one or two go bad over a month, but I had no problem with them. So I don't trust the mail system. I don't trust any of that stuff. So all those all-in-one bags, I think something might happen. Like even taking the bags into a plane and bringing them up to high altitude. Maybe that's doing something to them. We don't know. That's the problem with our hobby. It's always, new things. We got mycelium and grains and all this stuff. And we're trying to send it all around the world in different containers like LC. You really think LC is meant to get up and down in the sky or in hot and cold temperatures like they would in the mail system? I remember back when I first looked into mycology back in 90s, maybe turned out late 90s, early 2000s. I don't remember the company, but this was back when they were sending just spore syringes out pretty much. And one company had a spore syringe that was black, but it wasn't because of the spores. They were adding an additive to the spore solution that was keeping it from freezing. So people have been working on this mail thing. They know mail is an issue for a long time. So just be careful with your mailing of stuff. I think that could really be affecting the quality of what you receive and what you send and what people receive. Just a thought. Anyways, let's go back to the comments. I'm not saying be careful to you specifically. I'm just saying in general, be careful on mailing. I think could be an issue for some of this stuff. Oh, thanks, Happy. Yeah, what do you got going? You got that Indian graveyard I sent you a copy of that I got from Moon Daddy. I've sent you a bunch of stuff in the past few months. I don't remember exactly which strains. I know I sent you a bunch of LCs for that giveaway. Yeah, a lot of stuff's going good. I mean, occasionally things go bad, but my LCs are all still clean. I mean, all the LCs I've given away in the past. The worst thing that's happening, I don't know if I can find it out in the dark here, is it's growing up. Come on, I wanted to show this one too. This one, the sides of the jar, the mycelium is growing up the sides. So this LC is beautiful. I was shaking it earlier, but the mycelium is growing up the sides of the freaking jar. So occasionally I let it get wet. I swirl it around so that stuff growing up the jar gets wet, gives it a little more nutrition to grow a little more. I don't know. See what happens. It might start growing mushrooms in the jar. But yeah, so my LCs are all good. Now I know what happens when an LC goes bad. I'll end up with this green pellicle right on the top. It'll be pellicle and then green on top, where these are just sitting there. I'm not stirring these as much right now because I don't want them to grow too fast. I just want to let them sit just like they are. They work great. So I put them in the fridge. I just took them out and I want to leave them out for probably a couple of weeks before I just shove them right back in, because I let them acclimate back to room temperature. So I don't want to shove them right back in like hot, cold, hot, cold. So I'm going to let them sit out, let them aerate, kind of give them all a swirl every couple of days, but I'm not doing it anymore because they're going back in the fridge. That's why they have pellicle looking stuff and growing. Yeah, I don't know about that one. Okay. There. I don't know about that. I get some jars that sometimes the sponge just stalls, dies, just doesn't want to come back when you shake it or when you break it or something. Just it happens. Absolutely, Kate. Yeah, I remember you were showing me everything you guys got over there. You got the tent, you got, or not the tent, you got the air hood, you got your All American. I saw it was great. They did have a warning on the Presto that you don't want to use higher than 12,000 BTU burners if you're using a gas burner. I think that's because it's the induction burner one that it I can't think of the word, capable, compatible, induction compatible. So I don't think you want to put it over a 12,000, higher than 12,000 BTU flame, because I guess it can affect the quality of the metal. I don't know, metal fatigue or something. I don't know. Let's see, Justin. Here we go. Question: Are you still experimenting with the crystals extraction? How did it go with the one you showed using Willie's method? Yes, I am going to be. The one I did, the Crystal of the Gods extraction with the 150 proof vodka, garbage. Don't do that because I screwed that one up. I used old spawn or old mushroom dust and 151 vodka instead of pure alcohol. I've recently got some methanol, 200% or 100% methanol in that, or 199 proof. It's almost pure methanol. I think it is pure methanol. Yeah, it's lab grade pure methanol. I already got it, but it doesn't have any odor. So I was actually actually asked Ed that question because I wasn't sure. I was making, I bought it and I was like, I got it. I smelled it and there's no smell. I guess it doesn't have any smell. I know smells are additives, but I thought they added a smell to all of them. So anyways, I got that. I'm going to be trying again. I was just waiting to get 100 grams to do the full rest, the tech. It called for 100 grams. I tried doing it with 50, and I don't think there was enough to do it with 50 grams of old mushrooms. I think the psilocybin or psilocin was just out of it by then. So I'm going to be doing it again. Give me probably 2-3 weeks. I'll do a tech on it. I'll do a video on it. But yeah, absolutely, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do what I do is, showing people. I'm not going to. And I also got a heated stir plate since the first try. So I have that option now as well. So I was gifted a heated stir plate. It's kind of cool, you guys. I have a Amazon if you guys want to gift stuff, because everything I do goes back, into videos, into everything. Like the mic, this wasn't gifted, but what happened is someone gifted me a PC. So what I did is I took the money I was saving for the PC, because I was saying it takes me probably to save $150 would take me probably about 3 months, maybe give or take. So what I do is I save slowly. So because someone gifted me something, I was able to buy this mic and give you better sound quality. And then I buy CVG. I don't use this for personal means. So if anybody feels like gifting, that's fine. And I do give back. So anything like in cash, I send out gifts all the time. So a lot of stuff covers shipping, things like that. That's how I work that. It's all going back in one sense or another. Yes, I enjoy it. I get some pleasure out of the growing process, but yeah, I'll be doing that one again, doing a video for everybody. So yeah. But anyway, in case you guys are wondering, these are the things that the gifts go towards. They just save me having to buy the stuff with the little bit I have all at once but anyways, yeah, so I put up an Amazon wish list thing. It's in my link tree. But yeah, so a couple of people have bought some cool things for me. That's been, I'm not going to dox them because some of them don't want to be mentioned, so I won't. But yeah, BGK just gave me the PC, which was great of him. And I made a video on it. I was almost in tears when I got it. And I was like, oh my God, it was very, very, very surprising and very, very, very thoughtful of him to do that. Yep. Oh, happy they they do sell the toggles somewhere. I forgot where I saw them. I'll look at. I thought you were saying something about you had the plastic things broke on that. They do have them somewhere. I can't remember where I saw them. Sorry, those are stuffy. Anyways, yeah. Oh, hey, Mark, what's going on? Was that same BBS that I sent you, Mark, or was that a different one? Because I've grown that one, I think, a couple times. No, I don't remember. Hey guys, what's going on? Put golden teachers to fruit soon. Yeah, I just put golden teachers to grain mark and a cross. For some reason, I wanted to try crossing that with some stuff because it's one of the originals. Hey, Partha! This is a gentleman from another part of the world. Welcome. How's it going in India today? Namaste. But yeah. So Partha's doing some 3D printing for me. So I should be getting that very soon. and I also got a bunch of spores to send to India. I hope I do it right. Um, I got them ready to go out Monday, Partha. So you're going to see that in a few weeks. I don't know exactly when. Um, I had a couple of them laying out, but I put them away. Your package is in a different room. But yeah, I think it's 5 spore sets for you. Spore swabs. 5 sets of spore swabs. I can't remember the exact number, but I gave you basically spores from fruit I've grown. So you're not getting anything from anybody else. It's stuff that I've actually grown, collected the spores, and if they're dirty, it's my fault. But I don't believe they are because I've tested them all and I've looked at them all. But it does happen though. I mean, I'm not gonna say it doesn't. They're spores. It's not LC. It's a spore. So, anyways, yeah. So Partha is a 3D expert and engineer, brilliant person. Together, we thought of some really cool stuff. He made some cool mushroom figures and stuff that I'm going to make into a. I don't remember which one it was, but I remember talking about one that had like little holes in it. I'm going to put for spore swabs, and it's like a little mushroom. I'm going to turn it into like a stand that's a little mushroom shaped stand that I can put my spore swabs in when there's after I swab, I can stick them in. It's just novelty, but it's cute. And he made a I don't know if you guys saw, I put a not a listing, a posting for a press that I want to try, like a burger press, but a little bit different. And I asked if anybody had any 3D experience, and he contacted me. And little did I know, he was in India. I love the guy. He's great. So, anyways, he contacted me. We got to talking, and yeah, he's becoming a cultivator or mushroom grower. He's got his lab set up. He's going to be doing some big things, hopefully. Can't wait to see. I hope he shows me when he does it. But yeah, he's got a dog too. I had to mention that. Dogs are awesome. So anyways, yeah. So thank you, Partha, again. And I can't wait to see what you made for me. And I can't wait to get those out to you. Let's see, what is Derek saying? You got dragged on Facebook. You know what, Derek? Don't listen to him. Honestly, my first 2 PCs came out of a dump. I went to my local dump and I put 2 PCs that I found in a give and take pile that had, just sitting there. I've pulled not monotubs, plastic tubs, shoe boxes, buckets. I use so much shit from the dump. I don't even remember what's not from the dump half the time. And it's not dump, it's recycle. I did a video a while back. The dumps we have, they have containers that you put your bags in and plastic in, and then they have a metal pile, and then another section they have like the give and take, which has like old lamps, picture frames. It's like a swap meet but for free. So don't ever be ashamed of getting anything off marketplace or free, because you know what, it saves you money. You can do more in the long run for other people if you want, or you can pay for your freaking food. Who cares? If you save money, you're saving money. Since I'm wasting it. If you want to waste it, I got a link in here. If you want to waste your money, you can send me as much as you want, and I'll send you a bunch of crap back. But not any of us are that freaking rich. If you are, hey, spread the wealth. I'll hook you up. I'll come up and design a lab for you. I've been deep diving this lately. We're looking at container homes and barn dominiums and stuff like that for my future. I want to possibly buy like a mill building, like Mushroom Mesa's doing out there, but I want to turn it into like a mushroom farm and a house, like all in one. So I'm thinking I need a 3-4 bedroom, because I need at least 2 bedrooms for my mushrooms, 1 bedroom for my dog, another bedroom for me, which I'm thinking I might not even need a bedroom. I should use the master bedroom as like a kennel to breed dogs in, and I'll just sleep on the couch. See, now you guys seeing that I'm a little bit messed up in the head when I'm starting to think about this stuff. So I got a room for my dogs to breed them. I got another room for my other dogs, and I got 2 rooms for the mushrooms to grow in. Oh wait, I need a lab. Oh, I could put the lab between the 2 grow rooms, like the spawn room and then the grow fruiting room. And in the middle, I could have a flow hood. That's a cool idea. Have the 2 bedrooms. In the middle of the 2 bedrooms, have your flow hood in like the hallway. Then it's a smaller. Anyways, that's what I've been doing lately. I've been deep diving barn dominiums and container homes and trailers and double wides. And there's so much you can do for such a little amount of money. So if anybody's ever interested in having a mushroom lab built, I will be more than willing to contract it out from you. I can take care of that with no problem. Actually, medicinal mycologist, your idea was part of. I saw your setup in the barn there, and that's what gave me some of the starting ideas. I think that was in the back of my mind. Um, yeah, were they? Yes, they were wrapped right after. They were cool. Yep. Sorry, I'm a little behind in comments. I think. Let me see how far behind I am here, guys. Okay, let me go through a few of these and get caught up here, guys. This is the first time I've been this far behind. Sorry. Uh, Yeah, okay, just hit me up. We can do something. I mean, I've had better luck since then, but it was just one of those things that happened during the heat of the summer. So that was the thing with the mailing. Yep. Okay, so we're still on the mail part there. Yeah, those are the ones I'm growing to. Happy. Now, okay, guys, here's a perfect example of differences in growth. Happy is growing Casper, Gee Whiz, and probably Cosmic Ghost are one of the other ones I sent him. I'm growing those as well. I know for a fact his are going to be bigger and they're going to be longer and they're going to be not stronger, but they're going to be bigger because Happy is just a freaking genius. His first grow, he got 100-gram fruits. First grow. So, anyways, his conditions are different than my conditions. So he uses shoe boxes or totes, whereas I use small stuff. So he's going to get similar fruits from the same LC, but they're going to have environmental differences. So that's going to be fun to watch. I'm going to keep an eye on that one, Happy. Let me know when you get some fruit so we can compare. Hey, what's going on, Cat? 30? Nah. Nice. Yeah, that Indian graveyard. I got that from Moon Daddy a while back, and I don't know what happened. I got it onto plates and it got dirty, and I cleaned it up for a while. I grew it a couple times, and then I sent him a copy of it. So yeah, I sent you a copy of it, Happy, and then apparently you got it growing. It's good. The cool looking fruit. I love the way it looks. Hey, Owen, what's going on? Malabar Coast. Cool. I don't know that one as well. I know what I've seen it, but I just don't recall off the top of my head. So yep, exactly. The other thing too is if they run dry, they can do the same thing. That's what happened when my issues with the T-fall started. It was leaking so much water that I kept filling it more and more and more, and then all of a sudden one day I just didn't fill it enough, and it dried out. Poop, popped bottom. I hammered it back into shape because there was no insert. It was just a solid aluminum, but it just never was the same before that and after that. But thank you, Nerdy. Yes, I know it's non-human consumable. Let me see. I'm just trying to check out. Nice, cool. Can't wait to see what you do with it. I love your videos, by the way. You just doing your thing. Keep doing them. Yep. And let's see. Oh, Partha, you're still here. Good. Absolutely waiting. Yeah, I hope they get to you by Christmas. But it's December. Yeah, they should be there in a few weeks. But I'm not going to guarantee anything. I'm going to get them out tomorrow. I just got to put them in mail. I'm gonna actually bring those to the post office. I don't know if I have to do anything special to mail to India. I never did it, so I'm gonna have to bring those personally. So it's fine. Absolutely. My first strain was Golden Teacher and PE7. Those were my first two. And back in 1998, when I first tried, I had 2000, somewhere around there, when I first tried mushroom growing, I did PF Tech and I used Penis Envy, I believe. Penis Envy or GT or both. Because I ordered a few different strains. But, anyways, there were spores and they never worked. Hey, what's going on, Minnie? I had LC that kept bursting with oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, it happens. Yes, that's absolutely well, yeah, if they let me in the bed. I already sleep with a pile of floof every night. uh, if you're able to walk me around a brother's house, just oh yeah, absolutely. I could walk around someone's house and find all the stuff they need that I need. go in the cabinets, find a couple pans, find a couple jars, find a couple, even friggin' soda glass. You take a glass from soda, you just take it. You don't need a lid. You just put aluminum foil over the top. Put your popcorn in, put some rice in it, boil it. Don't have a pressure cooker, steam sterilize it. That works great. Knock it up when it gets colonized. Find some dirt. There's sawdust or freaking anything you need. I love when Ed's talking about that. You can use anything you want as a substrate. And that's true. You can use hardwood for cubes. You can use cocoa core for racemium. You can use any of it. You just got to make sure that you're growing the right thing on the right things. But cubes are easy. You can grow them on anything, you would say. And I find it true. It doesn't matter. Sometimes my moisture's high, sometimes it's low, but they all still grow. You just got to dial them in. I shouldn't say they just grow. They don't just grow for everybody. I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Some people really struggle because they don't keep it simple. They make everything really complicated. You don't need to. You can make it really simply with just some spawn, some cocoa core and vermiculite, or even just coconut core and water. And if you can get everything clean enough and sterilized enough, you can do it. It is possible, but people make it complicated. They want to come up with the next brilliant idea. And it's true. I did the same thing. I've been doing it since I wanted to come up with the next brilliant idea of how to send cultures to friends cheaply, because that's the way I want to do it. And it's been done where you take the little plastic baggie and you put a little piece of agar, smush it in there, and you can fit it into an envelope. Problem is that doesn't last if it goes 10 days away. It's not going to make it. I mean, it might, but it's not as safe as a syringe or plate or a spore. So I did the same thing. I wanted to try to find ways to cheaply send stuff to anybody that wanted it. And it wasn't for me to get stuff. It was because I wanted to, give to other people, and I thought it was fun. So I kept making it more complicated. I kept looking for new things. It's like mason jars. I kept looking at the different ways to make LC jars. And I don't know why. I just, just the way things are done. But yeah, absolutely. Walk in and make anything work. You can make it work with a friggin' book. I was watching this guy that does I'm sure you guys have seen him on different platforms, but he takes like the Bible or the fry containers and he stuffs them full of either CVG and spawn, or he puts the spawn in between the pages of a sterilized Bible. He has one that I'm going to copy. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, but it's going to be cool. Well, no, I'm going to tell you. Fuck it. He did it Winnie the Pooh bear, and he stuffed it full of substrate and mushroom spawn, and it started colonizing. I got to try that with a couple of stuffed animals that I think would be cool to have a freaking mushroom popping out the head. I don't care if you guys know. That's going to be fun. Those are the fun things with this stuff, Oh yeah, he had well over 100-gram fruit. Several of them, not just one. Several of them, Jado. I've had one fruit over 100 grams. Nice, good job, kid. I had one that was 107 or 117. I got it written down somewhere. A monster. I mean, it wasn't that big either. That was a small 100-gram fruit. It was like thick. Yes, true albino teacher. It's a golden teacher albino. They call it I guess the first one or something. When you take like a GT and you get an albino, that would be the true albino teacher. That's what TAT stands for. If there's a W in front of it, not sure. Maybe somebody added something to it, like a W strain. I don't know what W stands for. Somebody knows, feel free to post it up. I don't know. But the TAT is true albino teacher. Yeah, there you go. That's what I was thinking about. 30. Oh yeah, Wombat Tat, maybe. Thank you, Derek. That might be it. Wombat Tat. Yeah, maybe. My first flush of PE7 was beautiful. I mean, I think I ended up with 3 to 4 ounces dry. I mean, it was like 700 grams of freaking moist fresh fruit, and it dried really well. But it was all these beautiful little dark brown caps. The whole tub was flush. I mean, the whole tub was full. That was my first flush, and then I realized at that point that I did not need that big of a tub to grow mushrooms. That it was a waste of space, because I used those mushrooms probably for first 8 months, 9 months and I ended up giving most of them away. Actually, married Michael ended up with a bunch of them. Sorry, married. You got some of my first fruit. You don't even know it. But some of the real hard ones that were really, really, really dry and really dark, those were my original first grow. So there you go, married Michael. You had some of my first grow. That bag that had the big bag of mixed stuff, 2-ounce bag I sent you. That was all. Sorry, just trying to read the comments. It's a little harder now because it's further away and my eyes suck. So sometimes I gotta focus in on it. But yeah, I can see you guys now. At least I'm kind of looking in your general direction most of the time now, instead of like last week and I was looking over here all day and couldn't hear shit. I'm so sorry about last week, guys. If you ever hear me sounding like that again, say something. God, I listened to the video and I felt ashamed. Hopefully today's better. I think it's better. If it gets worse, let me know. But it seems so good so far. And let's go back to the comments. Let's see. He did this with AP. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's all kind of look kind of similar. Tanner says seconding on the wombat. Yeah, wombat tap sounds normal or sounds right. It could be, Willie's tech. I don't know, or Willie tat. I don't know. It could be anything. I really don't know. I don't follow. I don't follow what other people are naming things as much as what they're crossing. So that's I'm more interested in seeing the fruit picture, not the name. So if it looks cool, I want to grow it. I don't really care who names it and what they name it. Just name it A, B, and C. I don't care. But yeah, like these little moon dance. These things are so cool looking to me. They're little split caps. They look like little dinner rolls, I shouldn't say dinner rolls, they're like moon rocks, for Christ's sakes. Like, no, that would be perfect, like a moon rock. It's fun. That's one fruit there on the side. It's hard to see, I know. Yeah. Get some better light. There we go. That's better. Yeah, it looks like it's all falling apart. And then the gills are underneath. So it still has gills. I mean, it's a pretty big fruit. It's probably a good, I don't know, 30 grams. Not bad for this weird little thing. It's hard. Well, this one's getting a little softer, but those are hard as a rock. Not softer, I should say. They kind of feel like stiff styrofoam because they're drying out on the cake because there's no more water. I know there's no more water, but I should probably pull it after this. You know what? Let's just pull it. See what it looks like. It's done. I know it's done. Let's see what it looks like. Okay. Oh, that's a nice little. Okay. So, anyways, this is the fruit. Oh, good. Got some nice gills underneath. Fat stipe. It's a little squatty. Yeah, it's solid, but it's drying out. This is gonna dry nice on the dehydrator. Actually, I might clone this one. I don't know. I got plenty of them to choose from. But anyways, yeah. So the cake is really dry again. And it's just these small ones. The big cakes are staying moist, but just these small ones. Yeah. Maybe the first half of the cake is like almost completely dry. The bottom has a little moisture. But anyways, sorry, I got sidetracked. I'm in kind of a zone today. Oh my god, it smells amazing in here because I got these cakes just sitting here. Oh, it smells great. It smells just like really fresh grain spawn. That's how I know these are good because the cakes are smelling like really nice, strong grain spawn. And they're growing, but they're just too not moist enough. You know what I'm gonna do? Get an idea. I'm gonna shred these and redo them in some new CVG at a higher field capacity and see if I can get some more flushes out of them. Maybe I should mix them all together. Ooh. See, that's the shit that goes through my head. So anyway, yeah, you didn't know. Hey, what's going on, Dr. 420? I like albinos. Anything albino. I'm hoping those Casper I just had out will come out good, but like this here is Gorilla Wizard. Shit. Let me separate it. This is one fruit. I love albinos, the way the color of the caps. This is all like white and blue. It's not brown. And then, so you see the fruits grow kind of like this. They're cute. So I like albinos. I like weird things. Like this one's got this broken cap. It looks like a freaking biscuit. It looks like a waffle. That's what it looks like on top. Yeah, my favorites are albinos and anything really cool and fat stipe and not squatty, but fat and decent, I got a bunch of different things I try. So yeah. Yes, roasted marshmallows. That's exactly what they look like, Daniel. Thank you. That is exactly what they look like. Roasted marshmallows. So I should cross those with something white. I should cross these moon dance with something albino like a G Wiz and make them, I don't know, gorilla marshmallows. Hey, Jesus, nice to see you. I've been looking for you. Not really, but it sounded funny. Let's see, Justin. I did the same thing online. Yeah, exactly. It's just like, how can I get stuff to other people? Because I want to do everything, but I don't want to keep it for myself. Or even if I did sell it, I could sell it cheaper because I could send a whole bunch for a really low price because I don't have to worry about shipping, and I could save someone money. That was it wasn't my thing of making more money for me. It was my idea was, okay, I could save somebody else some money because like when I started, I didn't start with money. I started with very little money. I mean, none. I basically just got a couple syringes. I mean, I think I probably my first 4 months, I maybe spent $35, maybe $40 total, like for everything. Everything I did the first like 4 months. And then I started slowly adding every month a little bit more. I go through about maybe $50 a month now on consumables, just things I need to buy. But the problem with that is I only have about maybe $75 a month coming in. So if I want anything above just the basics like CVG, corn, stuff like that, I have to save for months on end. So it's hard to buy like a case of plates. I got 40 plates left. I got to make those up. I got those, but I need another case of 500. So those will be coming soon. I got to save up for a few months. So hopefully I don't run out before I get more. And what I'm thinking of doing is I know people are against the autoclavable plates sometimes because, you're just going to leave them sitting there. But honestly, I just threw away 12 plates because I used the mycelium out of them. So that could have been 12 more plates. So I want to get the ones on Amazon. They're made by Via Booth. They have a 200 and a 500 pack case. So I'm thinking of getting that next. I was telling my distal mycologist about this last night because the same thing. I was going through 500 plates almost every 3 months, and that's a lot of plates to go through to throw them away. So I want to have like plates that I have set aside that are autoclavable, so I can clean certain ones to reuse them for, especially for ones that I'm putting like a final transfer on that's going to go into grain. Usually, like if I clean something up and then I take the final cut and put it onto a clean plate that's going to go into grain, that plate is had cleaned mycelium on. I can just take the extra out, clean it, and re-sterilize it. If I get a lot of contam, that's different. If I'm cleaning up spores or something, I would use a disposable usually. But even then, yeah, I think recyclable plates are great. So I'm gonna go with those next and see what happens. Hopefully, see what happens for Christmas. But I had some glass plates, nerdy. I didn't like them. I've tried a bunch of different things, and I honestly love the way regular plates function. Just like I got a bunch of these. I use these too. These are little 35 millimeter plates. I use these for sending people LC tests, or I use regular size plates. But yeah, I like regular plates. This was the no, it's a nice plate. Where'd that come from? These are some clones I did. Here's a I had a greenish colored cap with a really really long Natalensis fruit, and this is the clone plate. It's really thin and wispy, but the clone is in the middle there somewhere. I can't really see. It's hard to see in the dark. And then it's a T0 plate. Oh, a while back on September 25th. I don't know if you guys remember. I was messing around with needle biopsies. Well, anyways, this was the original needle biopsy of the Yeti I did on September 25th, and it grew out perfect. So yeah, it's kind of cool. Right here in the middle, there's a little tiny piece of tissue flesh. It's hard to see, but it's there. And what I did is I put the needle through the mushroom and then put it onto the agar, and it grew. And I haven't used it because I had a couple of them. Pink Buffalo Shacks. I gotta mess with that one. I don't know why I'm playing with plates. I'm talking to you guys. Okay, so anyway, let me go back to the comments here. Okay. JC Cad, good afternoon. Happy Thanksgiving to you. And let's see if I missed anything here. Jesus Christ in Australia. What the fuck? No. Anyway. If anybody has any more questions, feel free to post them on up. We got 43 people. Oh my God. We've never had over like 30, 35. This is awesome. Thanks for coming, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to post them in the comments. I will gladly try to answer them. What's going on, Hendrick B. Hendricks? Oh, good. Mystery of Jesus Christ in nearby. Absolutely. Wow. Why are you doing that, Jesus? You don't need drink. Have some wine. Anyway, Paul, nice to see you. Hi, Paul. In a petri dish, I don't know how you mean. How long does the mycelium last on a petri dish? Like if I left this alone for like after it's grown, um, it depends. I mean, it lasts as long as it's alive. No, it depends on how it's stored, temperature, um, how the plates are made, everything. Some here. Let me show you something. I got an example, something interesting here. If I can find it. More than likely, I won't be able to, but I'll try. Give me a minute. Okay, here's some good ones. Okay, now this was done in October. This was a clone. I mean, it wasn't. I mean, if you're looking for specifics on spores, then we'll talk differently. But this is like this is from October, and it's already grown to the edge. That's when you don't want them to get all the way to the edge. Like I got some here that are growing. Oh wow, cool! Look at that. That's a nice little plate monster pin there in the middle. But anyways, they grow to the edge and they start getting this thick overlay on some of the plates like this. I don't know if you can see the edge. It's like growing over the edge. So you don't want that to happen. I mean, it's an aggressive culture if it's growing past the agar and just growing everywhere. But spores on agar, I mean, you can wait weeks just for them to start germinating. So it really depends on what you mean by spores on agar, Paul. If you can clarify, we got to try again. But I've got plates that have been sitting here for 9 months, a year, and I've had them colonized. But I have after about a year, it's like a 50-50 shot because I just have them on the shelf. I don't have them in the fridge or anything like that. So it really depends on what you're talking about, Paul. Yeah, that'll happen a lot. Okay, like you'll put a transfer onto a piece of agar and the transfer will grow a pin. Yeah, that happens because usually what I found is it's because the transfer point is older. So the mycelium on that transfer has been there for 6 weeks or whatever, however long it's been on the original plate, or 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So in another 3 weeks, it's not 3 weeks old, it's 6 weeks old. So it's actually a lot older, I've found. Now, the other parts of the plate pinning, that's, that. But I've noticed a lot of times the actual transfer will start growing. And then the clone, right where the clone is, it's got that extra part to grow off of. That's, I don't know, maybe we're on different thoughts, but yeah. Yay, smack the like button. Okay, yes. Pacers, Ace again. Hey, did you get your package, Pacer, or Ace again? Oh, cool, you got your LCs. Good. I am glad that you got to you safely. Now, the one that's, if you look at it, it matches the little round blue plate that's not a lot of mycelium growing on it. That one there, I would use either first or last. That one's not quite, it's clean, but it hasn't been as vigorous. I don't know why. But it's a really cool culture. So if you do grow it, it will be cool. It looks cool. So anyways, I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but anyways, I think it's the Cosmic. It's labeled, but yeah, that one, the rest of them are all those plates were originally blue. So they've eaten most of the food coloring already. So you'll notice the ones that are not blue, they were all blue. This was blue. Now it's white. I mean, I made them all blue. So it should have been originally like a purple or a blue. This one's purple, but I make all of them purple, blue, green. So they all have a color originally. And then the color gets eaten away. Like, where that one always have? Anyway, the color goes away. So yeah, just don't use a lot. Just shake them up really good. Get the mycelium mixed up, and then make sure you just don't use too much. You don't want to oversaturate your grains. A couple cc's per quart is more than enough. But yeah. What's the ingredient, Ace? If you're doing something funky, make sure you do a test jar without something funky, so you make sure the mycelium grows. Or you don't want to add something funky to all your jars and then say, "Hey, your LC didn't work." I know you wouldn't do that. I'm just saying, just make sure you check. Have a control jar so that you know that if it's the stuff that you put in that didn't work or my LC. And like I was just saying, the LC that I sent you, the Nutcracker, I actually put some to grain on the 28th, and it just started to get some mycelium growth. So it took 3 days. But yeah, this is the same exact. This is the other syringe of the nutcracker I pulled. It's right in between my fingers, right here, right there. That's where it's starting to grow, and that's in 3 days. So that's not that bad. That's pretty quick. 3 days. Okay. So we'll see how it goes. But let's see. I'm trying to improve my resurrection. Cool, nerdy. I don't understand some of the things you're saying, nerd. It's okay. I don't mind. Yeah. Yeah, Jesus, it would. But it hasn't grown out of the petri dish's wrap. Okay, so it's still under the wrapping. But once it gets under the see, these plates are not sealed, so they're sealed by the plastic wrap. But if it grows over the edge, because they're vented, so they have these little like spacers. There's 3 or 4 of them on plates that just stick a little bit of plastic so that it's not a complete seal. And yeah, the mycelium can grow out and over. So yeah, I mean, once it grows out of the plastic wrap, no, it's no longer sealed. But at that point, the mycelium totally enveloped all the agars. So might not be sterile, but it might still be just yeah. Even if this it wouldn't be good to use. I wouldn't use this plate. This is blue peyote. It's a good culture, but it's actually a T1 plate. So what I did with this one is actually it's a T0 plate. I shouldn't have T1. I had my original spore swab on agar, swabbed it, and then I cut little chunks out of the agar that from the T0 plate and put them all in a little pile there that you can see right here. And then that little pile basically dicaryotized and everything kind of just went nuts and grew like crazy. I should actually throw this on grain just for the hell of it. Maybe I will. Because I had some peyote contam on me, not from the culture, from my work. But yeah, it's kind of the way it is. Just once it grows out of the dish, it's not really time to use it anyways. Time to use them like here, I'll show you. I literally just cut these 10 minutes before this live started to put on the grains. So when I choose to cut my transfer out, it's like that big. So that's how much I took out of this, and it grew like halfway across the plate. And then you can see how the color changes because it was clean, and it ate away the color out of the plate. And then I saw square, so I tried a square cut. That one there was the McKenna Tat Black Cap that I got sent T1 plate. And again, it's eating the. Now these are all from spore. I got these cultures from spores that I grew out, so they do work. There's another one. This was a really thin plate, but I cut half of it. But I don't let them grow to the edge when I use them. So this here is a mono I pulled. Binonormac mono. It looks a little different now because I pulled quite a few cuts out of it. And then this one here is a mono. But I let this one overgrow, but I took a big chunk out of it. It was questionable mono. I tested it. It is mono, so I used it. But it's just different kind of things you do. But I got hundreds of plates. I'm just trying to figure out how to sort out what I'm going to do with what. But I got some cool crosses I did today. Some Buller effect, Buller phenomenon. So I crossed this one, this P. Natalensis green cap that I grew. It had a green cap. I crossed that with, I think it was the albino Normac. And then I crossed pink monkey brain with GT or thick halo. I got them all here somewhere. Oh, here we go. I crossed albino Normac with peanut. And that one was already. And thick halo with the original GT. But these plates, I'm not throwing them out because I'm going to use the rest of the grain, the rest of this plate to do more grains when I grow. When I got 3 more jars, so I got to PC some more. But I want to really see how the the birdseed worked first. But apparently that worked pretty good because this is spreading out from the agar transfer onto it already. So apparently my tech is working on the birdseed. I will have a video up on that after I get it down pat. It's basically rinsing your birdseed in boiling water. So instead of rinsing it or soaking it, I'm doing multiple 5-minute boils, which includes boiling the water, boiling them all for 5 minutes, draining them, rinsing them, boiling them for 5 minutes, rinsing them, draining them, boiling them for 5 minutes, letting them drain, jarring, stuff like that. So it's a basically more of like a fractional hydration. That's a good term. It's called fractional hydration of birdseed. That's what I'm going to call it. So basically, I'm taking several attempts at washing it, but with boiling water. So that way, I'm not cooking any of the grains, but I am allowing them to get some hydrating going on with hot water, and it also cleans them. So there's no dust and crap like that on them. So yeah, that's what I'm doing with the birdseed. But I'll have a tech out on just for anybody that wants to do it like I do it. But if they want to do it their own way, they can too. Let me see where I'm at here in the comments here, guys. Oh, I just dropped my grain spawn. Stay. Oh boy. Anyways, let's see where are we at. Okay, let's see here. Every syringe I know I get the Niagara play. Yep, absolutely. Medicine mycologist. I do the exact same thing. Ace on here. You just saw him, Ace. I sent him 5 LCs. I made 10 syringes. I made 5 for him, 5 for me because why not? I made 3 milliliter syringes for myself, and I made 10 milliliter syringes for him. And I made a nice little package. I sent him some hash, some fruits, and I sent a whole bunch of stuff in it. I hope you enjoy that, by the way. Let me know how the hash is. I'm really curious because I don't smoke. I may grow pot, but I don't smoke. But yeah, let me know how that is because I'm really curious. Everybody's loved it so far. Married Michael has tried it and liked it. Kim and MVP have tried it and liked it. I've had people that like the flour that I have, the same flour. So let me know if you like it. If you think there's anything different I could do with it, because I'm inexperienced at making it, but I'm learning. So that's the process. Oh, it's not like a mushroom where I can test it myself. And, but problem with mushrooms, I can't trip every day. So it's like every 3 days. Like I took 3.5, 4 grams of mushrooms Wednesday night. Yeah, Wednesday. And put them into a chocolate bar. Not getting the effects I want. I need some different. They work. That's not what I'm saying. They work fine. But I think my medicine that I'm on daily is affecting the results of the mushrooms because I'm on methadone. I'm coming off of it. I was on 150 milligrams. I'm down to 17. So it's not like I'm not coming off of it. But I seriously think it's affecting the way that my brain is letting the mushrooms affect it. Because I get all the basic starting feels. Like I get the peripheral, the body load, everything, but I'm not getting any depth. And I know I'm probably not at a high enough dose. I'm only at like 3.5 to 4 grams. But that's like my maximum dose. I'm not doing this on a regular day. I'm doing 1 or 2 grams up until this point, and I'm just not getting the depth I want to get. I got to get some Lucy or some Dimitri or something. I guess try it that way. But the person I was talking to disappeared off the face of the earth. So, anyways, that happens. Let me see if there's any questions here. If I missed anything. Anyway, sorry. Okay, there we go. Okay, there's no. Yeah, okay, nerdy. I think maybe I got what you're saying here about the grain. I'm trying to improve my resurrection methods. I don't know. I'm trying to understand. Like a colonized piece of grain on a plate? What are you resurrecting? Because I've taken a dry fruit and resurrected it onto a plate, but I didn't use any grain. I took Deborah Pearl, the Pearl box that we got for a while back that she gave everybody, or not everybody, but the people won. I took the DC Mac fruit from that box and I took the cap and I just crushed it a little bit so that the gills kind of fragmented onto the plate. I mean, that's not probably the best way to do it, but I was just screwing around. And it was like a whole bunch of freaking inoculation points on the plate. It grew out perfect. I've actually grown it a few times on agar and on grain. I think I fruited it once too. I mean, then I've sent it out a while back. Ronnie fruited it. Yeah, a bunch of people have fruited that one. And that was just a dry fruit, but I'm sure Deborah dries her fruit really well, so I wasn't that concerned. A lot of us go right from our grow to the drying chamber, and there's no time for it to get destroyed. So a lot of them are still good to clone or resurrect. I don't know if that's what you're talking about, nerdy. I'm not sure. Nice, Pacer. Great. Spawn to bulk. It's easy. If you have any questions, hit me up. I can talk you through it, or I can give you any advice you want. Anything you don't want, don't ask. But if you need some help, let me know. You guys don't don't hesitate to ask. Like literally at 3:45 in the morning this morning, I was talking with medicinal mycologist for probably 20 minutes. I don't mind talking. If I catch your message, I'll talk to you. I don't mind helping you if you're doing something and need help. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Some questions are stupid, but there's necessary stupid questions. That's the difference I find. Some stupid questions are necessary because we all have these thoughts that we don't know if something will work. So they may be stupid questions to you, they may be stupid questions to me, but they're necessarily stupid. Sometimes you just need to ask that stupid question. Well, how come I use a black marker, not a red marker? Well, I don't. You know what I'm saying? Some stupid questions are necessary to help you learn and grow. So don't ever hesitate to hit me up. My information's right here on the screen. I'm on IG. I'm on YouTube. I'm on YouTube. Is Facebook. Facebook is tough because I don't check the notifications because I get so much crap. So if you're on Facebook and you want to get a hold of me, try going through IG or email. Get a hold of me that way, and then I can look again to follow you because Facebook sucks. You have ape going slow. Yeah, it is. Any of the albinos are or the albino penis envies or the strains derived from it are going to be a little bit slower a lot of times. That's why a lot of people breed ape with other things to try to speed it up, or albino penis envy to try to speed up the penis envy with other things, because it's the penis envy part of ape that's slow. So they're adding something albino to it to try to, or a lot of people like I do it, like Snape, Starry Night Ape. That was probably really cool looking fruit, but maybe it was starting to try to get it to speed it up. I mean, that's what I've heard a lot of people do. I don't know exactly which strains, but that's what I've heard. But yeah, ape is kind of slow. Doobie doo. Drink here while I catch up on the comments. Tips, things to define away during the process. Absolutely, Pacers. I'll get into it with you. When you're spawning the bulk, you want to wear your gloves. You want to be sterile. If you have good sterile CVG or pasteurized CVG, get good substrate. If you're buying it off someone on the street, not on the streets, on the internet, get some good stuff. I mean, there's lots of vendors that have good substrate. If you have good, well colonized grain spawn, like grab a couple of colonized jars here. Like this is a AA plus. I mean, the whiteness and fluffiness of this is just beautiful. Now, if you have spawn like that, or even like this is Casper, this one's got a big red spot in the middle. That's not lipstick. That's the agar chunk that I put in there. But I mean, it's just completely. When your spawn is like this, like completely white like that, you're gonna have good luck. You're just gonna. It's protecting itself because it's completely colonized. So there's nothing sitting there for it. There's no weak spots in the matrix. Basically, this is protecting itself. So at that point, you put this into a nice clean substrate, good moisture, right field capacity. It's not going to take much to get that to grow. The thing that's going to prevent healthy growth is healthy spawn. Spawn's everything. I could send this jar to any one of you, and if it got to you in the same condition it's in right now, you could grow this, and you would have no problem whatsoever. I know that because I had 4 of these jars, and I've grown 2 of them already. So I know, I know what this one is going to grow like. I know what the Casper is going to grow like because I got it growing right behind me. And these were all from the same exact agar tray or agar plate. But and if they colonize the same, they all colonize the same. If they don't colonize the same, then they're going to be a little, there might be an issue. There could be something hidden in the bacteria. Anything could be different. The moisture content, like all these, you're seeing me talk about birdseed right now. Well, all these birdseed jars are all made in the same batch, and I'm going to use all of them before I make another batch because if I want to do 2 jars side by side, I like to use it from the same batch. It might not be the same. Might not be the same next time. So if I want to see what the difference is, I mean, I'm not logging this and writing it all down for records, but I do it so I can say things like this. Okay, see this jar of Casper? I know this jar is good because the 3 others that I did are the same popcorn from this same batch and the same agar plate, or I don't mix them up like that unless I'm breeding. But so I'll know that if I grab if I grab this jar of this and it says Casper, and I grab another jar of it that's half colonized and it says Casper, I do know that these 2 are from the same batch. Just because that's the way I do it. So I just have a little pattern like that. Like Oh, oh, Ed, the Tylippy eye you sent me. I don't know if you're here or not. But anyways, the Tylippy eye spores you sent me, they're colonizing great. This is a T0 Tylippy eye, so it's kind of cool. It's kind of growing out nice. I can't wait to see what this one looks like. I actually got several of your stuff going. This is the ape redo from Dichotomist you sent me. It's a little slower, but I think that's my corn. I don't think that's. Oh, that's been shaken. That's why. This is that. Sorry, guys. I go off on tangents. I know. I set up all this stuff here. You can't see it, but I mean, I literally laid out jars and bags and trays and all this stuff to talk to you guys with today, just because I like sharing all this stuff. Anyway, so that's what. Yeah, Pacer. I'll talk you through it if you want to talk when you're doing it. No problem. It's easy. As long as your spawn looks good, you can always give your spawn another week. I mean, if you got spawn that's like this, and you see some kernels that aren't ready, like this is not ready. This is not ready. It looks good on some of it, but it is not ready. There's a big difference between this and this. Let's see if I get on the screen here. Okay, there's a big difference. Now, this one here, sorry, the one that does not look as colonized will turn into this one. Not the same strain, but it'll colonize like that if you give it a couple more weeks. I mean, that's only been. I did this one on the 18th. So, and I just broke and shook it 2 days ago. So this one's almost ready. This one will recover in probably another 2 days. But it had a break and shake. I didn't see that part of it. But before break and shake, they can look a little sporadic like others. Anyway, yeah. So no problem, Pacer. I'll talk you through it. Anything you have. No real suggestion. Just make sure your spawn's good. If your spawn's good, you'll be on like the 90% success rate if your spawn is really good. We have a 90% chance of having good luck. I mean, good results. What is this? Okay. If I have a fully colonized cake, roughly, and okay, if I have a fully colonized cake. Okay, if your cake is fully colonized, I would give it a couple weeks. I mean, I've had it happen after a month. I mean, it does happen. Usually I spawn to bulk. Okay, so Damien, I take my spawn like this, and I take my CVG and I put them in the tub or in the bag or whatever it is, and I pack it down and I leave it for like 10 days. Usually that's give or take, but usually as soon as I see enough of a surface cover, I put them in the tent, in the fruiting. But basically, what I'm gonna be doing actually is I have a new incubator for colonizing grains or for colonizing cakes. So yeah, after the top is fully white, or you got rhizomorphic ropes coming up through the surface, and you can see them. They're cool looking. It shouldn't be more than probably 2 weeks before you see some sort of little like primordial little round spots like dots, little period points all over the surface. Like I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it, but you see there's like those little spots, little dots. You can't see it. I'm sorry, lighting's kind of bad today. I'm gonna be working on that. But yeah, probably 10 days, 2 weeks, and if you don't see anything, just give it a mist, give it a little bit of more fresh air, see what happens. I mean, yeah, you should see pins within 2 weeks, but it can go longer. Yeah, and sometimes they just stall. I mean, it does happen. I have 3 or 4 cakes in there I know are stalled. It does happen. But if you have 1 strain or 2 strains you're running, you run a couple tubs. Don't just run one, and just make them slightly different. Add a little bit more CVG to one than the other. Just put them up on different shelves. Make sure that one's different height than the other. Just give them a little bit of a chance. Give yourself a 2-for-1 chance. So if instead of growing one big 12 quart, make 2 6 quarts. So that way, you can put one on the bottom shelf, one on the top shelf, or you can probably mess around like that too to try to give yourself some better odds. But yeah, usually within 2 weeks you get some pins or something, if that helps. But yeah, if it's fully colonized, yeah, you should be good in a couple weeks if you don't see something. No, don't ever assume contamination. I'm sorry, I'm reading your comment backwards. Unless it's green, smells like fermented nastiness, or gray, or red, or slimy. There's lots of things it could be, but if it's just normal white mycelium and it smells like the spawn smell, that nice, good smelling, earthy smell, I wouldn't consider contamination. It might be bacterial and something might be stalling it. but I wouldn't assume contamination until maybe 5-6 weeks, unless it's an enigma that could take longer. But yeah, for regular cubensis, you got 3 or 4 weeks. You should see something happening, but it can go longer. Pictures would be a lot more helpful. Get in touch with me on one of my other sites on Facebook or on Instagram. I wouldn't mind looking at pictures. Maybe I can give you some better advice. But anyways, yeah, if you guys are looking, MycoAlan on all my stuff. That's who I am, MycoAlan. If you email me, it's MycoAlan Mycology, Gmail. But it's listed right there on the screen. So, but yeah, let's see what JC Cat wants. I gotta work on my FFU today. Go to Tech. Yep, I remember. I saw it. It's beautiful. How concerned should I be about the entire unit being sterile centric? I'm guessing. Yeah, you're way overthinking it. Just wipe it out with some ISO or nothing. Your filter's gonna catch everything. Unless it's full of slime and mold and stuff, it's fine. You're way overthinking it. The Gordo-Tech. So you basically got the hole in the side of the inline fan, and you got your filter sealed in the opening. If you want to wipe it out with isopropyl, that's fine, or just spray it and just shut it. You don't even need to wipe it unless it's got buildup of dust in there, but it's pretty much not gonna. If you have a pre-filter on the inline fan, it's definitely not going to have much in there. The stuff we're catching in the HEPA filters is so small you couldn't see it unless you had a microscope, probably. I guess I haven't even looked, but like my filter, I took it out when I redid my room, and my pre-filter is, my fan is on the bottom. I have a 2x2, but it's 3 feet deep. It's a big fan, but I got a 12-inch inline fan. So the 12-inch is the opening of the fan. It's not the fan. The fan's like 16 inches. But I put a bucket on the inlet of the fan and then wrapped that with some black carbon filter that I had for like duct work and big stuff. And I drilled holes all in the bucket, and I can see where each hole is. There's white dust on that part of the bucket, and that's because it's catching everything in the air before it even goes into the filter. So when I took the filter out, I looked at it and there was nothing in there. I mean, I literally took the filter out and I recut a few things, and I had sawdust in there, and it doesn't hurt anything. I mean, I wouldn't, pour a bunch of stinky, nasty sewer water in it, but yeah, as long as it's clean, just wipe it gently. If you want to use alcohol, you can. What I would do is, especially on a Gordo-Tech with the plastic tub, is you can just wipe it out gently or just brush out any debris that's in there, like from dog hair, cat hair, whatever. You can just brush that out and then just spritz it without ISO and then just put it back together. I wouldn't even worry about wiping it. I would just let the ISO do its job. Yeah, some 70% ISO sprayed in there. You don't have to soak it either. I'm just saying like a light misting, and because your filter is going to catch anything that is big enough to be caught. If it's too small to be caught by the filter, you're not going to catch. It's too small. I mean, you're good. Just give it a wipe. Syringe and not quite what gets in there. Yep. Oh, okay. So yeah. See, what I do is every syringe I pull to send to somebody, I throw a bit on the 35 millimeter plates, like these little ones. So, like this one was a TTBVI plate. So I had an LC a while back, and I just put it on here. Actually, that's a nice looking plate. It's got a little blue tint. I think it's bruising. But okay. You know what I'm thinking of doing? I was listening to Mossy Creek. I was listening to Andrew talking on his live stream the other day, and he uses day of the year as his calendar instead of how we write, like November 12th, 2024. He's doing day 360 or day 289, day 290, day 300, day 312. I'm thinking of getting a calendar and starting to do that, because I think that would be a lot simpler as far as labeling your plates with just a number of what day of the year it is. So January 1st would be day 1, January 2nd would be 2, February 2nd would be day 33, so on and so forth. I'm thinking of doing that. That's a good idea in my mind. So it's just another way of lightening up how much crap you have to put on your plates and jars and stuff. And then you can always put the calendar that way too. But that's just a thought. Oh, guys, I meant to mention something to you guys. The T Crew people, you know who you are. Nerdy, I think it was. Yeah, Nerdy and I we're trying to put something together. So hit either one of us up. We're trying to get like a calendar to have everybody's birthday on it, so we don't have to guess. If you feel like contributing, or not contributing, but contributing your date. So I enjoy saying happy birthday to people. I don't necessarily want to have people buy me or give to anybody anything, but just the recognition sometimes is nice. And trying to find out when someone's birthday is kind of awkward sometimes, or I don't like saying, "Hey, it's my birthday." I don't think you should. I think I'd like to have a calendar that has all you guys' birthday on it. So if anybody wants to be included on that, let me know, or let Nerdy know, because that would be fun, just to know when people's birthdays are coming up. So I would do it like every morning, wake up and see whose birthday's coming on. So when I go on different podcasts, I can say happy birthday to someone. That's my way of doing things. I like doing that. But yeah, just if you're interested, guys, just hit one of us up. No, don't do that, Phaser. Didn't work. I tried it. Well, you can do it. Do what you want. I just tried that with an Uncle Ben's bag. I covered the whole thing with CVG, and literally a week later, it just sat there. It didn't grow. I think he did break it up in one of his videos a little bit. I don't think he left it just completely solid. I think he did break it up when he was doing it, because mine just sat there, literally barely moved, didn't grow at all. I broke it up 2 days later, colonized the whole tray. 3 days after that, it contaminated, but that was probably my fault, not its. But that was my one and only Uncle Ben's success. It did colonize, then it contaminated. So I'm not going back to it. I did buy a bag of jasmine rice for the holidays to put food on to eat, and it's one of the bigger Uncle Ben's bag. It's jasmine rice though. I was going to use that to make something for the dog, but I didn't use it. So I was thinking of knocking that up. Why does Uncle Ben's have such a hold on me? Anyways, I have still not had a fruit flush from an Uncle Ben's bag. Got him from everything else, but not Uncle Ben's. I think he's out to get me. But yeah, do what you want. I mean, yeah, I'll talk you through it either way. It can work. I just never had it work. Let's see what Nerdy is asking here for. I'm missing. Oh, the UVC. Yeah. I think she already built it, Nerdy. I remember seeing her working in front of something. I thought, maybe I'm wrong. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to read the comments. It's raining in Australia. Yeah, Jesus, it's starting summer. So that's the cold season there, or is that the warmer season there? Because I have a friend in Australia that's besides you. I get the season screwed up in Australia. Because it's what? It's like 1 a.m. tomorrow, right? Or 4 a.m. tomorrow, Monday, something like that for you right now. I don't know. Anyway, sorry. Let's continue on. All right. Let's see what's going on. I think I heard you say something about Vibooth. Vibooth. Yeah. Oh, you did get them. Okay, so are they a lot clearer? Because that was the argument that I saw between those and the micropause was the clearness of the plates. Since the Viabooth are made out of not polystyrene, but vinyl or something like that. They're a different material than the micropose ones. That'll be cool. I'll talk to you about that, Justin. Thank you. Was it? It's 115. Wow, I thought I just looked and it was like 179 yesterday. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I was looking at it like 3:45 in the morning when I was talking to Kate, and yeah, I thought they were 179. I'll have to look. Thank you. Cool. Maybe I have to buy some. I don't have any money, but maybe they'll front me some plates. Good Amazon. Can I get a front? Let's see what's going on. JWO and Eileen. You know what, JW? I've come down in the past 9 months or so from 150, and I'm at 17, and I have not had a single issue whatsoever. I know I'm not bragging. I have not had a withdrawal. I have not had the yawns. I haven't had the watery eyes. I haven't had the shits. I haven't had the stomach. Nothing. No bone aches. No muscle aches. Nothing. And actually, I've been clean for 4 years now. As of October 28th, this is my 4-year anniversary. And I've been on methadone the whole time. And I honestly have not had any withdrawals at all. And I've actually literally been clean the entire time. Since October 28th of 2000, I've been clean. So, yeah, 2000. Yeah. I keep getting the years confused because of being October, I always get the beginning of the new year confusing. So since October 28th of 2000, I have not had a single drug. Well, besides mushrooms and growing marijuana and extracting drugs, but I haven't taken anything really bad. No, I'm clean. Mushrooms I don't consider a drug, but yeah, I couldn't believe it either. I've been expecting to have horrible withdrawals, horrible pains. Now I have everyday stuff that I deal with for pain anyways, so I don't know if I'm just combining it and not noticing it. But it's like Monday, this past Monday, I got my dose reduced from 21 to 17. I'm going down 4 milligrams every 2 weeks. So I went from 21 to 17 and didn't notice a thing. And next Monday, I'll go from 17 to 13. And then at 9, I'm going to slow down to 2 milligrams every 2 weeks. And then I'm going to do probably a month and a half, 2 months, and then just quit and see what happens. I'm kind of following their rules, but with my own numbers. They want me to slowly pace down, but I couldn't do 1 milligram a month. Would have been doing it for 100 months. So I didn't think 10 years worth of withdrawals was necessary or weaning. But yeah, so I'm getting there. That dry plate, put a couple of pieces of sterile grain on dry plate. What do you mean by dry plate? Like a new plate? Oh, okay, that's interesting. So you just put a piece of grain on a plate, colonized plate, like an old plate like this. Like you just put a piece in the middle and let it jump on. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Well, now, like, so you're talking about old agar. Okay. Yeah, Pacer, don't worry. I talked to you enough. I'll talk you through whatever you need. JW should have called Turkey. Yeah. I've done that too, Jesus. I tried cold turkey. Didn't work. Let's see, from 19 to 44 years old, it didn't work. Yeah, I had to experience a lot of things to get to the point where sobriety from heroin and cocaine worked. I had to actually get to the point where those drugs didn't work anymore for what I was going through, pain wise, to say, what the fuck am I even doing this if they're not going to take away the pain that I'm in? I had to get to that point of pain and suffering. But in a medically induced coma for a month just to stay out of the amount of pain I was in. Anyways, that happened for 3 weeks. So, how was everybody's Thanksgiving? Was everybody good? Yeah, happy, everybody, dude. Okay, have a good day. Happy, nice to see you. White, clean sponge. It smells heavenly. Absolutely, love the way it smells. Yes, it does smell good. Actually, Partha, I have a bunch of plates just sitting here in front of me, or not plates, cakes. Oh, they smell so good. And I have a bunch of mushrooms like just sitting here that I cleaned, I peeled, I picked. They're just, they're small, but they'll make a good, little 5-10 grams, just dry. But anyways, yeah, so they're coming out good. Yeah, tobacco's tough for a lot of people. They say it's more addictive than heroin. But who knows? Morning. Good morning, Michael Morningstar. I've had my best flush ever. Yep. Yep. It does happen. I remember that one actually. You were talking a lot about the F plus a while back. What was that one? That one you got from I remember the whole thing. You got the spores from somebody or whatever. I can't remember the guy's name. Anyways, yeah, that was cool. Yep, absolutely. Shaken, not stirred. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Damien Winter, thank you. You're welcome. Bubblegum. Spawn sniff is still there. Oh, spawn sniffing. Yes, absolutely, bubblegum. And how was your holiday? Did you have a good Thanksgiving? Glad you're here. Thanks for still stopping in. And who won the raffle? Which raffle? There was the second raffle never took place yet. I put it on pause. Get through the holidays first. Too many people have too much stuff to do with their families to worry about buying raffle tickets. The first raffle went off with no problem, and that was done. That was won by something like I got his name written down. I can't remember off the top of my head. He's not very active in the community, but he did post a lot of stuff to me. But yeah. Anyway, 336. See, Derek, you're getting the hint. You're getting the idea of what I'm thinking. That would be easier to write 336 and trying to sit there and write okay 11 or 12 1 24 1 24 12 whatever. It just yep. I have okay. Let's read this one. JW, I have several small pint jars that came from a reputable website that are the all-in-one type that you're not going to grow in the same cake. They're BRF style, PF Tech. That was talking about. So they're like brown. They're not grains. They look like a chunk in the middle there, like a solid mass. I know what you're talking about. Yes, you could. I've done it. You don't probably want to do it on your first try. You might want to try growing it out PF Tech from start to finish the correct way, where you take it out of the jar after it's fully colonized with the mycelium, soaking it or dunking it, rolling it in vermiculite, and then placing it on a piece of foil inside of a moisture container or moisture chamber, like a humidity chamber. You might want to try doing that first, just so you get the experience of growing with BRF cakes, because they're very difficult to shred up if they're colonized properly. They end up with a lot of chunks. So if you're not able to get that to grow the first time, shredding it up into a CVG substrate is going to be really difficult. But no, I have done it, and I did it with one of my first couple grows. That's why I'm saying this, because I thought the same thing. I could use it as grain spawn. It is, but it's different. It is just as good to grow a few mushrooms, but it's different. Grain has points like popcorn or millet or rye or rice. All those little points are a lot bigger than the rice flour. So it seems like the rice flour is spread out too much to fruit the colonized CVG is good. It does work. Don't get me wrong. I did it and I did get fruits, but I didn't get many. I just got a few. I probably would have got a lot more off just leaving the cake solid. But like myself, I also did it where I took the cake, I let it grow normally, and then afterwards sliced it up really, really thin, then crumbled it up. But you got to be careful and you got to be sterile, because some of that stuff might get contaminated during that process. But yeah, it is possible. And then you got to worry about your ratios. So like say you had a jar the size is a pint. And I think you said you had what size? Small pint. Okay, well, this is a pint. So you either had a pint or a half pint. There's no small pint. No offense. There's going to be either one size pint. So it's either going to be pint or half pint. Usually the half pint jars are common, or the quarter pint jars for BRF cakes. And then when they get smaller, they just fall out. What was I saying? But yeah, it's gonna be a pain to do, but it does work. Don't break and shake it in the jar like you're thinking, like a normal grain. Yeah, that's mixing more subject. I know exactly what you're talking about. It can be done. Yeah. Oh, and it can be done, but it's a pain in the ass, and you don't get the greatest results. I mean, yes, you might occasionally get a good result, but I don't think you'd get the same results as you would off grain doing it. Like I'm trying to say is like the brown rice flour in that matrix all compressed into one piece. So all the nutrients are in one spot. Once you take that and you dilute it into CVG, you're spreading out that nutrition, the grain, the rice flour that's in the CVG, or not the CVG, in the BRF cake. So you're basically shredding it down into small pieces and spreading it among a lot more. So you went from like maybe a 2-to-1 ratio or whatever to 10-to-1. So you got so much less nutrient in that cake after you break it up. That's my take on it. I mean, it might not be right, but I think it's pretty close to what the theory would be. But yeah, you can try it though. I mean, I've done it. I did it with a cake that just wouldn't grow, so I tried breaking it up. Got a few fruit. That was it. Yeah, Partha, that was kind of what I was thinking. After I saw Andrew talking about it on one of his podcasts a couple weeks ago, I started thinking about it and it just popped back in my head the other day. 24, 33, 6. Don't understand that one. Unless you're going by 24,000 days, but that's a lot of days. Or day 336 of the year 24. That's a good one. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense too. Is that what you're saying? Oh, okay. Yeah. So if he said, let me see. Yeah. Day 336 of year 24. Thank you, Jacob. That's a really good way of writing it. 24, 336. I like that. I would put a dot in between, or a dot before or after. But yeah, that's a cool one. I don't really have things go multiple years though yet. So we'll see. But yeah, thank you, Jacob. That's a cool way of writing it. Okay, I think we just answered that one. 26, India. India. Somewhere here. Let's see. It's raining cats and dogs here in India. Raining cats and dogs in India. I have a meme in my head. I can't remember what it was. No, it was a Simpsons episode. That's something to do with Abu and his store, the Indian guy there. Typical, like, complete stereotype. But yeah, that's funny, Partha. One of these days we'll have to talk and voice talk. I'll get to hear what your voice sounds like, and you know what mine sounds like. But I love accents; they're so cool. My favorite accent of all time is deaf girls. I don't know why, but the sound a girl makes when she's deaf and she speaks, I like that tone, the accent. Don't know why. There's an influencer that had some hearing issues, and amazing. I love listening to her. Anyway, some of us have some weird tendencies to things we like and don't like. Exactly, JB. They're medicines, not drugs. Now, they can be used as drugs, but they're medicines if you don't use them as drugs. Drugs are bad, medicine's good. No, not all drugs are bad. I can't say that. Anything in moderation is okay. No, take that to heart. Anything in moderation is okay. Moderation is what people lack. I completely lacked moderation for a long time. Okay, let's see. What is Doc 420? Have you tried using dried fruits to agar? Yes, I have. My ape LC is old and has turned brown. Okay. If you have agar, put a little drop on the agar and see what happens. Might not be bad. It might just be brown. It might just be old. Um, could be anything. Could be the water changing or the nutrient bath changing. Could be anything. If you have agar and you have LC, put a drop or two, mix it up good. Put a drop or two onto a new plate. Boop, and then see what happens. If it grows good, it's clean, then it's still good. And if it doesn't, then you didn't waste anything. And if you want to put dried fruits to agar, it worked great. If you do it with freshly dried fruits, like if something's stored properly when it's dried, you can get away with doing that a lot easier. I mean, it's not always going to work, but it can work, and I've had it work. I've known people that have it work all the time. You just take a piece of dried fruit and you just put it on some nice moist agar where you hydrate it a little bit with some sterile water. I've done it both ways where I've actually soaked a piece of fruit in sterile water for a few hours and then put that on agar, or I've taken just like gill tissue and crushed it up because I was actually trying to get spores too. So if the gill tissue didn't rehydrate or reconstitute or reanimate, then maybe I could have got some spores. So that was what I did with the dry fruits. I got gill tissue on the plate and just kind of spread it around on a plate. It wasn't anything fancy. I was just giving it a shot. I mean, I wasn't going to lose anything. All I lost was a 30-cent plate and some time. So, but I wouldn't put it as, everything's definitely going to work every time. I don't work with, I don't work in definites. I don't work in assumptions and definites. I just try shit. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, try something different. And I'm not into, I don't have the skills to do it, official experiments of A and B. I try stuff, but, I'm not a guru. I'm not a genius. I just have fun. Hey, Bill, have a good one. I probably missed you, but have a good one. Oh, I don't know. Is it still happening, guys? Am I still off on about 12-minute delay? Oh, in the chat and in the questions? No, it's just I'm behind. Like nerdy, I can there. I can see the final chat or message and the thing. Does that make more sense, guys? I'm just far behind on the comments. I'm just trying. Let me go back, make sure I didn't miss any questions. That's all. Let me see. Drive through. Totally understand. Has to do with 30 days. Turkey. Yep. Yeah, which was the holiday season? Are you doing any holiday series or something? Nothing special for the holidays. I'm going to be continuing on my normal thing. I'm going to start. I got a bunch of stuff going to grain right now. I'm going to start to do some videos on that pressure cooker and autoclave stuff I'm going to be doing. No, nothing planned. I'm just going to continue doing what I do. Hopefully things will get interesting. Hopefully people enjoy it. If anybody has any stuff they want to see, I'll do it. I mean, but so nothing special, just my normal things. Yeah, actually, Parth, I am going to be doing one thing special. I'm going to be trying that tool, so that's going to be interesting. That's going to definitely have. I could probably make videos on that new press before it works, just to show the process from start to finish of what I do with a new idea. Yeah, there you go. That's a good idea. Thank you, Partha. Yes, I am going to be doing a series during the course of the next 2 months on the new press I have for pressing substrate cakes. So thank you. Yes, that's something I'm going to be doing. I didn't think about that. Yeah, you have an Indian accent? Really? You're from India? I have an American accent, I think. No, just teasing. Oh gosh, that's funny. Bencho in English. I don't understand that one, Jesus. Bencho? What is bencho? I don't know. Bencho. I move away from Michigan. There you go. Michigan accent. Oh yeah, the accents. Yeah. Oh, okay. That's what you're. Yeah, Partha, you're gonna be famous, Partha. I'm making you famous in America. Partha's the one again, guys, that's making my or made my new substrate press, and I'm going to be using it as a experimental thing that I'm trying because I had an idea based on a few different places I saw, and he helped it come to fruition. So it's gonna be fun. Yeah, they're fucking cool. I like the Indian accent. It's cool. I like that one, especially on The Simpsons. No offense, I think it's cool. Oh, dropping fruit. Sorry, I got this little like microscope thing here, or not microscope. I don't think there's any spores in this one. This fruit, I'm looking at this moon dance, and I don't see any spores dropping out of it. Nothing. Oh, it's brown, so I don't know. It's got nice brown gills, nice brown white stripe. Like I don't know. Probably just doesn't drop any spores. Doesn't even look like there's any in there. I'll have to take a closer look. Yeah. Anyway, so does anybody have any final questions? I might wrap it up. It's been a couple hours, so here we go. I'm sorry if I missed any questions, guys. Please post them again. The chat's been behind and I've been slow. Okay, let's see. Okay, yeah, I did see that. Saya. I don't honestly have an answer for you. I have Blue EV and I've seen Tidal Wave and stuff, but they're gonna be. You're looking to find a decent culture to grow. That's gonna be potent. You're really not going to have that much of a difference in the cubes. They're going to have different effects on different people, but you're not. They're going to. Blue EV's a good strain. Go for it. Yeah, it's not going to disappoint you at all. I mean, it's a different. It's not that I can answer it and he can't. It's he goes more with the technical side of things, and he's brilliant. But Yeah, no, you're not gonna. I understood your question earlier, and yeah, the potency. I don't have it measured. MG, I can't remember what MG is. I know tidal wave is TW. Louis V. Yeah, they're going to be comparable. They're not good. It's not going to be like, oh, all of a sudden you got something 10 times stronger. Everything's going to be within half a percent of each other. That's why we say, just eat a little bit more of one than the other if it's not as strong. Like, I have two different fruits here. I got this one and this one. Okay, I got this brown cap, this albino. Oh, let's see, do it a little bit better. Okay, these might have a half a point, or 0.5% difference in strength, but I'm not going to notice it by taking it. When you go from something like a regular cube like Louis V or any of those tidal waves, and then you jump into like a pan-cyan, that's when you're seeing a big difference in jump. That's when you're going to notice, okay, you got to take half to a third as much. Um, but yeah, no, they're going to be good. I would grow them. Grow anything you want. If you like the way it looks, grow it, then try it. Don't grow just for number of potency, because every grow is going to be different in potency. I've grown stuff where one time it grew and I took a gram and it was an awesome trip. The next time I grew it and I took a half a gram, it was an awesome trip. So it can be different potencies in each condition that you're growing in. It depends on a lot of things. I would just do it. I wouldn't worry about things like that. If it grows good, I mean, I wouldn't grow 10 tubs of it, but grow, buy a syringe, grow one shoebox or one spawn jar full, make a shoebox, grow it out once, and then enjoy it. I mean, if you're trying to grow hundreds and hundreds of pounds of mushrooms, this is not the way you want to do it anyways. You want to pick one, you want to keep growing that same one, then switch to, have a few that you do like that. So then you can have a consistent flush. But if you're just having fun, grow a couple of them. What's the difference if you eat a gram or 2 grams? That was where I think he was trying to think about, I agree why potency is not really a big deal. And I don't think many people do a lot of breeding for potency. They do it more for looks and quality of the fruit themselves. Like my thing right now is getting decent looking fruits that dry well, so that they have not bag appeal, but just so that they look nice when they dry. Because you can get fruits that dry up into little spindly things. Like Natalensis for me dry up really, really thin and stringy. So I end up with a little string with a little tiny little umbrella on top. Then eating that is kind of horrible. So you have to grind it up. So, but yeah, Slash, I would just try it. It's not going to hurt. I mean, if you're worried about buying the culture, I just grew some Louis V. Yeah, it's a decent fruit. Go for it. Yeah, it's not going to be like 10 times stronger. Nothing is going to be 10 times stronger in our community, in our cube area. If you're talking just basic Slosby cubensi, they're all going to be about the same. The spores are going to be different, but they're going to be about within a 0.5% to 1% of each other in strength. You're not going to get a huge difference. Now, again, when you go in like a pan-cyan, maybe some gnats, some enigmas, things like that, maybe some smaller fruits like the aborts and stuff, they can be different in strength too. So, I mean, yeah, I saw the question. Don't worry. You can go. I would go for it. It's not going to disappoint you if you get a good flush. Yeah. Right, PG? I saw that. These are just moon dance, and I never had a cap do this before until this one. I got another tray right here with the splitting caps, and I got another tray that's pinning doing the same thing. Even the little tiny pins have little splits in them. It's kind of cool. I like it. I mean, I don't think it's a phenotype though. I don't think it's a genetic characteristic. I think it's just an environmental thing, to be honest. Uh, I guess I could try cloning one and seeing what happens, but I don't know if I want to waste my time. It's not. Maybe I'll eat one first, see what they do, see if they work well. But that's, yeah. There we go. There's another question. Slash like this. I have all these fruits here. Like I said, maybe I should eat one first to see if I want to grow it, but it has nothing to do with. I'm still growing. I still grew it already, so it wasn't like I wanted to know how strong it was before I grew it. I've already grown it. Now, if I'm going to grow it again, I might cross it with something else. I would like to cross it with a nice albino and get something like a iceberg type cracked cap. That would be kind of cool. But yeah, so yeah, I understood your question. I think it's tough to read the questions like this, and I'm like you can see I'm so far behind half the time. It's difficult, especially because we're all over the world too and everything. So it's difficult sometimes. Oh yeah, nerdy, that'd be cool. Buddy will love some cookies. He loves cookies. Yeah, it's weird. Absolutely closed eyes opening. It is definitely different. I know I've never seen it before. I mean, I've had little like cracks on the top occasionally, but not like that. I mean, that's like a freaking, like I said, like a waffle iron. Hey, have a good day, Partha. Thank you for coming in. Have a nice time in India. Scammer ball. Oh my god, I'm sure scammer ball. Let's see. Have a great weekend. Thanks, JW. Have a great one. Happy holidays. Yeah, let's see. Have a great day. Thanks, Mary Michael. Okay, so I guess we can call it a day if everybody's leaving. Oh yeah, no, that's good. I mean, yeah, yeah. I mean, I take 3.5 to 4. So I mean, yeah, 5 to 7. That's normal. I mean, it's not normal. It's high for most people, but like I said myself, I'm on. I'm not a method. I don't know if it's affecting it. I can't wait to be off of it so I can try to see if it doesn't. Uh, yeah, they're fun. Yeah, you got to do a lot of setup though for some of them because they have like FA fresh air and humidity needs and temperature needs. I don't know them all. I have grown them, but I grew them in a model tub. Okay, guys. Thanks, Paul. Have a great day. Mike Bearball, have a good one. Thanks for stopping by, guys. I can't believe we had almost 50 people today. So this is getting better. Again, if you have any questions or comments, you can email me, MycoAlan Mycology at gmail.com. If you guys need anything, hit me up. I got some good flour stuff, hash, bubble hash, and some other things. If you need anything, let me know. We can work something out. Again, check out my link tree if you're interested in seeing my Amazon wish list and supporting the channel. And also my PayPal and stuff are in there too if you need anything. But yeah. Have a great day, guys. Oh, okay, hold on. Wait a second. I wanted to say something about tamponins. You know what? I found this plate today, Cade. I don't know if you're still here. It said Tamp on the back. And I found it, and I got it from my buddy Happy that was on here. So I got a plate of Tamponensis I got to try. Never grew them, so I'm going to be looking into it as well. So I have no idea what that's going to come out like. Don't know. Thanks, Ed. Have a good one. Okay, guys. Have a great day. And again, email me if you have any questions and let me know what you guys need. Have a great day. Much love.